Good morning. So we're going to continue what we were talking about yesterday. And the first thing, again, I want to make a disclaimer on this show that we are not body shaming here. I am not body shaming anyone. I'm talking about health and glamorizing bad health and how things have changed in my lifetime quite a bit, actually. And it is interesting that when I grew up, I came of age in the 70s and early 80s. I graduated high school in 1983. And back then, every cover of every magazine, every movie star, every musical star, they were so thin and beautiful. And I wasn't. I was a fat kid. And in fact, technically, I was obese when I was in 4th grade. I was always a short person with small bones. In 4th grade, I was probably 5 feet tall, if that, and I weighed 130 pounds. That's a lot of weight. That's more than I weigh today. And I was told by my family, as I told you yesterday, that was completely normal because we were Greek and everybody in the family was fat and blah, 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 blah. But see, the kids at school kind of let me know that I wasn't normal by torturing me every single day, calling me horrible names. So I knew that the way I looked wasn't normal, right? And the reason I knew that was because I really didn't see anybody that I looked up to that looked like me on the movie screens, on the TV screens, on the covers of magazines. But looking back on it, that was a good thing. But something happened in the late 70s, 80s, and early 90s is we had an epidemic. And it wasn't the obesity epidemic. It was the eating disorder epidemic. It was young girls and some boys starving themselves, in some cases to death, dying to be thin, literally dying, because they couldn't attain the body images that they saw on television, in the movies, on the magazines, at the concerts they went to see. And because they couldn't fit into the cool clothes that were in the stores, they did anything they could to be that certain size, to look like their favorite celebrity. Even though in some cases, that goal was unattainable. Everybody has a different body type. That's why I'm telling you, I'm not body shaming here. Not everybody is going to look like Demi Moore, okay? In that bikini in Charlie's Angels when she comes out of the water. Not everybody can look like the thinnest celebrity that you admire. You can't. You don't have the body type. I don't have the body type of people I admire. There's actually a friend at the Bay, and she's not going to see this show because she doesn't watch the show, but I admire her, and I admire her body so much because she is just so gorgeous. But I will never look like her no matter how thin I get because she is also 5 inches taller than I am. So she's tall and lean. I'm not going to ever look like her as much as I would like to, and I have to accept that. But back then, a lot of kids were starving themselves, doing horrible things, using laxatives, abusing diet pills to try to be like the people they saw on magazine covers. So everybody was losing their minds. Our kids are killing themselves. What are we going to do about it? And so they started kind of gradually saying, well, you know what? We don't want these heroin chic models on the runway shows anymore. We don't want overly thin people. And then we flipped a switch. And today, in 2018, we're now glamorizing another illness. Okay? No doubt about it. Starving yourself to death, doing things that harm your body in order to be thin and look like someone else is bad for you. But today, we are glamorizing a disease called obesity. And I'm not talking about 25 pounds. I'm not talking about, oh, I just had a baby. I got to lose the baby weight. Oh, we just went on a cruise. I gained 5 pounds. I'm not talking to you people. I'm not. I'm not talking to anyone again who has a disease or is on medication that makes it more difficult for you to lose weight and that makes you gain weight. Not talking to you. I'm talking to people who are now looking at magazine covers with obese models in bikinis on the cover. Obese celebrities coming on to talk shows and tweeting on social media how much they love their obese bodies, how healthy they are, how great they feel. And I submit to you that's all temporary. But our children are watching. They're watching. And when we glamorize a disease, any disease, whether it be anorexia, bulimia, or obesity, we are causing harm to our children. I certainly would not want any young woman that I love and care about to ever suffer the things that I went through in order to be thin, because I was taught as a child not to eat properly. I was never taught proper portion control. I always had sweets available to me whenever I wanted them. There was no control over eating in our house. In fact, overeating was kind of encouraged. I never want children that I love today to think that that's cool. Learning portion control, learning how to control your brain and your stomach. That when your stomach says, I'm full, your brain needs to say, we're done eating. That's something that is learned or taught by good parents who teach proper portions. And many parents don't do that. When I posted this on Facebook last week, I got some blowback. We talked about it yesterday. Well, my whole family's fat. I can't lose weight. Bullshit. You can lose weight. You absolutely can lose weight. Because I did it. Not always the right way. But the last time I did it, and this is what is so discouraging to me, and it shows the way that times have changed. That when I was in school, I was made fun of and tortured because I was fat. And about 9-10 years ago, when I was in my 40s, I decided to lose 50 pounds. And I decided that for a couple reasons. One was I had a physical in 2005, and I had blood work done. And I was 3 pounds away from being pre-diabetic. That scared the shit out of me, because my grandmother was diabetic. And it ended up costing her a toe and causing a lot of problems with her health. I did not want to be diabetic, I did not want to be on drugs, and I did not want to be on insulin. So that was one of the scare tactics. That was it. I said, okay, I gotta lose some weight. And I did. And then I went down and saw people that I hadn't seen in a while, and it was amazing, the reaction I got. A few people told me I looked great. Good for you, congratulations, how'd you do it? Awesome. But then I had the haters. Can you stand it? People hating on me because I lost weight. Oh my God, did you have cancer? Are you anorexic? Are you bulimic? Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God, you look awful. And when I actually looked at the people who were criticizing me, body shaming me for losing weight, for doing something good for myself and my health, I noticed that they themselves had weight problems. Normal weight people, thin people, did not tell me I looked like shit. But people who were overweight themselves, they were the ones, because they felt threatened. I don't know, maybe their husband said, wow, Paula looks great. You should find out how she did that. Well, that's insulting, of course, for a wife to hear from her husband. But guess what, guys? I didn't lose 50 pounds for your husband. I didn't lose 50 pounds to impress any of you. I lost 50 pounds because I didn't want to become diabetic and because I was sick and tired of walking into a room and my stomach entering before I did. I had a big stomach. I didn't like sitting down and feeling fat rolls hang over my clothes and my jeans. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, and I did something about it. That's it. And yes, I was looking forward to going clothes shopping and buying sizes, not in a 14, but in a 4 or a 3 or a 2 or even a 0. And you know what I found when I did go clothes shopping? That I couldn't find clothes to fit me anymore. And that's another thing that was so interesting to me, is that when I was a child and obese, I had to go to the chubette section. They called them chubettes back then. Chubby sizes. It was so embarrassing. It was horrible. I had to wear jeans or pants with elastic. I couldn't even buy a pair of jeans when I was a kid. And here I am, all these years later, losing weight a healthy way, getting to a weight I'm very comfortable with. I walk into a clothing store and I'm a size 0, and there are no size 0s. Back when I was overweight, 0s were everywhere. All the cool clothes were size 2, 4, and 0. Now I lose the weight, and now some of these clothing stores, the smallest size they start at is a size 6, and I just turn around and walk right back out, and I'm depressed. I'm actually depressed, okay? I used to be depressed because I couldn't wear cool clothes because I was fat. Now I can't buy cool clothes that are age appropriate for me because I'm thin. I can't win. Because all of a sudden society has changed. And now obesity, a disease, by the way, it is a medical condition. It is a killer. It causes harm to your body, but it's cool. It's fun to be obese now because Chrissy Metz on This Is Us. She's famous. She makes good money. Designers make dresses for her to walk the red carpet. She loves her obese body. Good for her. I'm not bashing Chrissy Metz. Great for her. But hey, can a size 0 over here get a little love? Someone who actually worked for a year, lowering my portion size, exercising my ass off so I could go into a store and buy a smaller size piece of clothing that now no longer exists because more people are fatter in this country. America is the most obese country in the world and the sickest because of obesity. Heart disease at younger ages, diabetes at younger ages, knee replacements at younger ages, medications for blood pressure and cholesterol and all kinds of other things at younger ages because of obesity. It's a disease. It's not a status symbol, just like anorexia is not a status symbol. But all of a sudden, obesity has become a status symbol. And look, it's great that we have a Chrissy Metz out there. It's great that Adele is happy with her body. That's awesome. But don't claim to be a role model for our children. I have made no bones about the fact that I love my wine and I like to smoke cigarettes. I want to know where my magazine cover is. When I look good in a bikini, by the way, Sports Illustrated. Are you going to put me on the cover of Sports Illustrated in a bikini, holding a glass of wine and smoking a cigarette and smiling? Political Paula loses 50 pounds. See how she did it. I bet not. Oh my God, a child might see it and think it's cool to drink and smoke and look normal, have a normal body weight. Amazing, right? Lose weight the right way. But, drinking, smoking. Nope, we don't want her on the cover. But they will put a 300-pound model on the cover of Sports Illustrated in a bikini and sell it all over the country and say this is the new normal. I often get mocked when I complain about insurance companies charging more to people who use tobacco products. I say I'm a healthy smoker, and people laugh at me and say there is no such thing. Well, I submit to you, there is no such thing as a healthy, obese person. And I'm talking obesity here. You cannot tell me that at some time down the road, if these people refuse to lose some weight and get healthy, that they're not going to have one of the ticking time bombs in their body go off. And believe me, most people don't get warning signs. They'll say, I feel great. I feel so good. Yeah, I get out of breath when I walk from the front door to my car. But, you know what? I'm just tired. No, you're overweight. And that weight is making your heart pump harder. And that can only last for so long. Our bodies, no matter what kind of bone size we have, what structure we are, how tall we are, how short we are, we're not made to carry that kind of weight. And I submit to you, and you are welcome to challenge me on it, that it's being glamorized now. I don't believe in body shaming anybody. I don't believe in telling someone, I'm not going to be friends with you because you're ugly and fat. No, I don't use those two words together. What I will say is you're a really great person. And you're beautiful. And I'm worried about your health. Because that kind of weight is a ticking time bomb. And then, of course, they have the right to say to me, well, I worry about you because you smoke cigarettes. Great. Worry about me then. But again, they're not putting my face smoking a cigarette on a billboard. They're not putting my face on a talk show. I don't tweet every day about how awesome smoking is. I don't do that. I say I enjoy smoking. That's my right. It's legal. But if you read or listen to the shows I've done, when kids ask me, would you tell me to start smoking? I tell them it's up to you because it's legal. But I would suggest you think of the consequences. And not the health ones, the financial ones. And the stigma that has been attached to smoking that makes smokers criminals. But I do believe that if we want our children to live longer lives, to be healthy, we also cannot allow these obese celebrities and models and musicians to come out and tell our children that being obese is okay, that it's healthy, that it's not something you need to worry about. Love your fat body. I don't believe that. You're welcome to challenge me on this. But when we used to have the Marlboro Man all handsome and rugged selling cigarettes, people lost their minds and they got rid of all that. When was the last time you saw the commercials that used to air in the 60s where housewives were smoking cigarettes saying, ooh, they helped me lose weight and stay thin? They were there. I remember. They were there. Cigarettes used to be advertised as a way to lose weight. Women ate it up. They loved it. No more. Not allowed to do that anymore. Some runway fashion designers have now fired any model that wears a size less than a 6. Wow, great. So now I can't look at clothes, because there are no clothes, that are my size, and I'm a 0. I have something real quick to show you too. I think there are some manufacturers of clothing that are trying to mess with us. My husband bought these for me. They're pajamas. They say they're a small. Really? Are they a small? Because, I mean, they fall off of me. Now, yeah, they could have been mislabeled. But I find that some of my size 0 jeans, for some reason, are a little big on me. They're like falling off of me. And I'm wondering if those size 0s aren't actually size 4s or size 3s or 2s. Because the manufacturers want a woman to think she's a 0 when she's actually a 4. It's really hard for me to buy clothes after all the hard work I did to lose 50 pounds in order to buy nice clothes and to not be diabetic, which would not be fun. So this is my show. This is my point. I would love to hear your comments. And I would also like for you as parents, if you're out there watching, if you think that obese celebrities are good role models for your children. You know, I'm not allowed to smoke, theoretically, on beaches, boardwalks, playgrounds, anywhere where children congregate, because no one wants children to see someone smoking who looks good like I do, who looks healthy, and think it's okay to smoke, that it's cool. Why in the world would we all of a sudden turn someone with the disease of morbid obesity, that means morbid, means dead. It means that your weight can kill you. Why would we want to hold these celebrities up as role models for our children? It's a conundrum, as most of these topics are, because we keep getting mixed messages. Smoking is evil. We don't want kids to see anybody smoking. Being too thin is evil. We don't want to see kids seeing these thin, anorexic-looking people and think anorexia is a good idea. Why in the world do we embrace the obese and put them out there as role models for our children? With all the illnesses that we know for a fact obesity causes, some cancers, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, joint, knee, hip, back, all kinds of damage to that. And even infertility in many women. There was one woman that came on a show and said, you know, she was so overweight, she was depressed, she couldn't get pregnant, she lost 40 pounds, and she got pregnant. Obesity causes a lot of health issues we don't even think about, because all of a sudden, obesity has become normal. So please let me know what you think. I'll be interested to read your comments. For now, Political Paula is out.